Hello everyone, it's Graham from CASME here. I'd like to continue our series of short videos explaining the responses that we got from over 30 CASME members talking about the impacts of logistics procurement as a result of coronavirus. First of all, it's encouraging that almost half of participants indicated that procurement has had a strategic role on the crisis management team. And you can see a further 39% have had some input. And the feedback that we've been receiving is that communication is part of a joint governance model that's in place, and success has been about continuous collaboration. Recognizing that going forward, there is a need for much better contingency planning and disaster planning. So looking at specifics around the changing transportation modes as to what respondents told us. Well, first of all, 32% indicated that impacts to air freight has seen a shift in either the use of road or sea. The cost increases have been inevitable. Some companies are using rail where it's viable, and we've had examples of the use of motorcycles instead of trucks. Of course, sea freight rather than air is an option, but delivery times are obviously significantly longer. The issues with air continue to be the lower availability and the higher cost impact of that mode. Most companies are saying that they're continuing to work with their 3PL providers on a rolling sort of 6-week period in terms of trying to identify planning. One point commented though is that it's difficult to plan when production at suppliers can be somewhat volatile or unreliable. Now, in terms of the support that procurement can provide, we've divided that into 3 areas. First of all, rates and costs. And you can see on the screen here some of the examples that are going on. So organizations obviously looking to negotiate fixed rates where possible, looking to extend contracts to avoid volatility in terms of disruption, focus on surcharges, so recognizing that they may exist, but an area for negotiation, and also providing analytics on cost impacts. Now, we've said how that communication is critical, and the examples of what companies are actively doing at the moment are shown here. So regular status calls, recognizing that 3PLs may be under pressure due to loss of efficiency due to operation and absenteeism. So recognize those challenges, and recognizing the value of strengthening the relationships. That's something we've seen throughout the benchmarking that we've carried out at CASME. Those companies that actively have a supplier relationship management program in place have done significantly better. So communicating and working with suppliers. In terms of sourcing, then identifying capacity, sourcing locations that are less impacted by COVID-19 have been critical. And companies have been changing their processes to onboard new suppliers faster. And then finally, identifying materials that are in short supply. So reasonably obvious actions being taken by our members, but it's reassuring to know that this is what CASME procurement teams are doing in order to manage the COVID-19 crisis. We'll continue to provide updates in terms of benchmarking and video bulletins, so keep an eye out for those in the future. Until then, stay safe.